And hello, YouTube, and welcome back to another episode of The Zone TV Movie Entertainment with me, your host Jonathan, once again bringing you my thoughts and review for today's episode of Marvel's What If Episode 6. Very interesting episode here. Normally, we're in a trajectory of going like high speed adventure with this, but this episode, very simple episode. Nothing super, a lot of cool moments happen, but nothing super major like last week's episode with Marvel Zombies. But it was still a fun episode. A lot of different, like a real what if episode if you really look at it. So, some spoilers. If you haven't seen the episode, come back, watch it, go watch it, come back here, and we'll discuss it. Okay, so this episode takes us back to the beginning of the MCU, basically Iron Man 1, and gives us an episode of what exactly would happen if Iron Man never got hit by that missile and had Shartnel in his heart and never became Iron Man. And I'm going to tell you exactly what happens because in this episode it explains it and explains it very well, and it also kind of ties into Black Panther in a way as well. So in this episode we see Tony Stark. He does his thing. He's a weapons dealer. He cares about his money, power, greed, women, all that nonsense that he did in the first one. He was such an arrogant person in the first, MC before he became Iron Man. And, he grew. Here, it shows us him not becoming Iron Man because he gets saved by Killmonger. That's why Killmonger, played by Michael B. Jordan, returns as Killmonger, saves him from being, technically Iron Man. And the two of them have a bond that becomes a friendship that basically Tony Stark, sees him as a savior. He saves his life, so he starts to trust him. We all know at that point Tony Stark was an arrogant person. He wouldn't care. He would just be like, okay, you want to build weapons for military? Sure, why not? And that's exactly what it does. We even get moments of Killmonger still kind of want to execute his plan from what happened in Black Panther, which is he wants revenge. He wants revenge not only on King T'Challa for pretty much, his father killed his father, being that he killed his own brother. So yeah, he wanted the same revenge, but very different in here. So what's the difference? Well, like I said, Iron Man, there is no Iron Man, does not exist because he never got the shrapnel in his heart. He never built the arc reactor. He pretty much got rid of Obadiah Stane from the beginning. Killmonger literally admits on the public to, when Tony had that press conference about how he wanted to deactivate the weaponry. Same thing happened here, except instead of deactivating all his weapon protocols for his company, he announced that Killmonger will be his right-hand man in the company. And Killmonger literally turns on Obadiah and says, "Oh yeah, this guy was the main reason he almost got kidnapped and killed, and he got fired, and Obadiah disappeared, and who knows what happened to him. So he's probably still out there. Maybe he will get revenge. Remember, he was the one who had the 10 rings, kidnapped Tony to try to build the Jericho missile. But then again, that's how he becomes Iron Man in the first place. So we got to see that. And then Killmonger and Tony Stark became friends. He ended up giving him second command of the company, which was so arrogant and so questionable. So it's okay, Iron Man, like I said, we don't get to see Iron Man, how he transitions from being the arrogant jerk that he is, to becoming the hero to sacrifice himself for the greater good. So then we get to see Killmonger's plan continue to move forward. He pretty much gets vibranium from Claw. Same thing. He accidentally makes a international war kind of thing where he had Americans attack the the Prince of Wakanda at this point, which is T'Challa, because his father, King T'Chaka, is still alive, which is kind of cool seeing that in these what if episodes with Chadwick Boseman's T'Challa, his father, King T'Chaka, is still alive. So that's kind of cool. We get to see more stories with him. So I like that a lot. So yeah, he makes an international war, and then America and Wakanda go out for the war, and then that's basically what the gist of this episode was. It was Killmonger executing a plan that he wanted from day one. He didn't want, in this one, he didn't want to kill he didn't want to get his way into just killing people and getting his way, getting caught and all that. He wanted to have an executed plan to basically, kill, murder, and then basically build himself up in the eyes of Wakanda. That way, it'd be more easy for him to take over as the new Black Panther. And you know, we even got to see a cool moment with him and his uncle King T'Chaka, which was very cool to see because remember in Black Panther, his father, Black Panther's father is already dead, so he couldn't go after him when he was alive. So I mean, what would have happened if he actually was alive? When he went to Wakanda and killed him there? Who knows? But since he passed away in Civil War, we would never know until we saw this. So now we kind of have a little idea. I know he does not kill him. He just basically he does the right thing in a way, but also in a bad way. Because like I said, he builds himself up to becoming who he wants to be. He wants all the power, but at what cost did he do to get that power? He basically made America and Wakandans hate each other. He killed his cousin, which is T'Challa, and he also killed Rhodes too, make it look like America got killed. American soldier got killed by Wakanda to make them hate each other, so that way he can benefit it. Either he wants to be the Black Panther, so he can be a hero, in the eyes of everybody, so he could be the one who'd be like, "Yay, I'm the one who saved everybody," but yet he was the one who caused it. No idea. We don't get to like his full plan, but if you really look at it, it kind of does explain what he really wants, and he wants to be in power, but in his own way. He wants to create the chaos, so that way maybe he can be the one to save it in his own way. It kind of reminds me of Syndrome from Incredibles. Remember, Syndrome, he built all those weapons. He wanted to destroy the superheroes, but yet he wanted to be a superhero himself in the eyes of the public. Of course, it backfires on him anyway, which we all know. No capes. But, it could be the same situation here. Killmonger, he wants to be the one, oh yeah, I want to lead Wakanda to destroy America, but yet I want to make sure America knows that, yeah, you guys are here too, so that way I can benefit on both sides. That's how I took it. So, who knows? But like I said, it was a very interesting episode, and it really explains, like, what would have happened if Iron Man never really become Iron Man, because honestly, I think, first of all, the Avengers don't happen. Tony Stark's weaponry still falls into the wrong hands, obviously, and without a person with a suit of armor protecting the world, there is no end peace, and there's no Avengers to protect everything also anyway, so the world will eventually go into chaos. And yeah, and of course at the end we got to see Shuri teaming up with Pepper to try to bring him down, but that was pretty cool. But I don't think anything of it's gonna happen unless we get a season 2. Then maybe we'll get another, like, what happens after that, but I seriously doubt it, but who knows. But overall, great episode. Had a lot of fun with it. Very cool to see Michael B. Jordan come back, play his role again in a different kind of way. Yeah, he wanted revenge, but he wanted to do it in a sadistic, different way, but more psychologically than physically. So it was very interesting. I thought it was a very interesting episode. But yeah. So leave a comment below. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode. Did you guys enjoy it? Not enjoy it? Was it your favorite so far? For me personally, not my favorite episode, but I still enjoyed it. My favorite episode still so far happens to be the zombie episode, because that episode had so many questions and so many different turns and lefts and rights that it still boggles my mind to this day. But yeah, still a very interesting episode, and I honestly cannot wait to see more from what this What If show is giving us, because it's giving us a lot of different questions to certain events from the MCU, and maybe one day we'll get to see all these things, or some of them, in live action. Who knows? I mean, obviously they're all canon anyway, but it'd be kind of cool to see some of them in live action. But only time will tell. So leave a comment below. Let me know what you guys thought. Thank you very much, and have a good day.